Hey guys, welcome back to the Homestead, and I'm out in the garage today doing a project, but I wanted to share a story with you, kind of depressing one, but let's head over to the workbench and I'll share it with you. All right guys, well, I'm here at the workbench sitting, and I thought I'd share something with you. As a lot of you know, we have a lot of new subscribers, so this may be new to some of you, but last year in April in 2023, we had a fire. We lost our barn, all our animals. I lost my garage, a little welding shop, all lifetime of tools, our tractor, all our implements. It was pretty devastating. Almost lost our shed, yeah, it was pretty rough time, but since then, we have rebuilt. I'm in the new garage here. This is a really nice blessing. It's about the same size, a little bit bigger as far as height, but about the same size length and width. The barn is a little bit bigger, definitely wider and higher. We put a loft in. We're not quite done with the barn yet. We had to put a floor in, but it's almost done. And it was a real blessing because I had a good friend who's Amish, and he has an Amish crew, and they moved a bunch of stuff to come build this for us right away. It was just, like I said, a huge blessing. But soon after we built, probably within a month after we were done building last year, towards the fall of last year, the tax assessors came. And sure enough, our taxes shot up another almost $100 a month, $1,100 and some dollars a year, on top of the already ridiculous taxes we pay. So our school tax and property tax to live here is now $5,000 a year. It's insanity. I live in a double wide trailer. Okay, we have 18 acres of land, but because we rebuilt, not only are you go through devastation with a fire and losing everything, they're right there to come collect money from you. And, we're not rich by any means. We'd be considered probably lower middle class. We have plenty of food. We're not wanting for anything. So I'm not saying we're suffering by any means, but another $1,100+ a year is a huge burden for us. And I mean, it's insanity. And you realize that I will never own my property. I pay about $400 a month in taxes now. I will never, ever own my property. Like, it will just never happen. And it just keeps going up. We've already had 3 increases. We've been here almost 11 years now. We've had 2 tax increases. And this one now, they assessed my property more because we rebuilt after the fire. So that's my 3rd increase in taxes in 11 years. I mean, it's pretty pathetic. I used to be very, very political. I would argue with people and fight with people and argue on Facebook and, my guy versus your guy, and Republican versus Democrat. I was a diehard Republican. And I left politics years ago when I woke up. I realized both parties are corrupt, as they're horrible. They're only in it for power and money, both parties. Now, someone will say, well, what about this guy or what about that guy? Sure, there's a couple good ones out there probably. But for the most part, they all are corrupt and in it for power and money. I won't say the one politician's name. He's probably considered one of the good ones, but I remember, 10 years ago or so, he was screaming and got elected because of term limits. He was going to fight for term limits. He's now been in Congress now for 3 terms. And that's what I mean. They're all corrupt. They can say things, and this guy would probably be considered one of the good ones, but they all hate us. They look at us as serfs and peasants, and they could care less about us. Both parties, they absolutely hate us. So I am left the party a long time ago. I'm libertarian, and if someone wants to argue politics, go argue with someone else, because I'm really not going to argue with people over politics. They're both corrupt, and if people can't see that, they're absolutely blind. So, but it's just pretty sad how far we've allowed our country to fall. People don't care. And this is just unsustainable, this kind of taxation. It's just unsustainable. You're taxed on the money you make. You're taxed on the money you spend. You go fill up your gas tank. Here in Pennsylvania, we have one of the highest gas tax in the entire nation. So, and now I have another $1,100 tax bill just because I rebuilt. I got to pay another $1,100 a year on top of my, like I said, insane taxes already. But I'll tell you what, one of the decisions we made a long time ago, and I'm thankful we did, was to live more simply and to be more self-sufficient. Now, we're not anywhere near where we want to be, but we are vastly further than we were 10 years ago. We have enough food and stuff to survive for easily over a year for our family. We can get through a lot of, if we didn't have power for a while, we could survive for a while. Not where we want to be there as well either, but we have taken some steps in our lives because we saw what was happening. We could see what was happening. We are crumbling as a nation, and we are becoming slaves. And I just refuse to become a slave. I will not be a slave. I'd rather die than be a slave. And so we are, actually accelerating our preparedness and, putting more and more stuff, growing more and more of our own food. We will have more animals now. Like I said, we lost them all in a fire, but this spring we will be adding animals back in and raising animals and butchering animals again. And those are things that are very important. And I would say to you, just kind of end this rant I'm on, but if you are ever ever thought about purchasing land or doing something like that, now is the time. Get out of your comfort zone and go make it happen. You have to get out of the cities. You have to get out of these states that are, we live next to New York, which is just insanity. And, I could go on and on. But just wanted to share that story with you and tell you how depressing it's been to deal with that kind of stuff. So, but the other good comforting news is God is in control, and I'm not gonna worry about what happens. I'm gonna do my best, prepare the best I can, and then the rest is in God's hands. So there. Hope that didn't depress you too much. So, but fight for liberty, be a patriot, be armed, be ready to defend your fellow citizen, prepare for yourself and your family, form community, and most of all, love God, serve Christ, and stay strong. So God bless you all.